everybody and welcome. My name is Glen Chun and today I've got an amazing gameplay. Well, it's not really amazing, but it's a pretty neat score nonetheless. And I've got a few things to talk about. Well, not a few things, actually I think there's two things I've got to talk to you about. The first is Wings and Jnasty and what the hell happened. And the second is, I'm going to leave a mystery for you, but I might put it in the description, so it might not be a mystery, but you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to tell you about it until we get to it. But first the gameplay. So what happened here? Why did I say it was amazing? Well, it's on jungle, and I think I just missed a ghost bitch, actually. Yeah, I think I did. Look, and I see him running over there, and do I take his ass out? I don't think I killed him. I don't know. I don't know if I killed the guy. My laptop's doing a bit of a jumpy action here and I can't quite see what's going on. I know I just got the kill there though. And but anyway, yes, this was on jungle and it was going pretty well. It was going pretty well, not really well, but it was going pretty well by my standards of today. You know, I'm not as good at Call of Duty as I used to be. That's the basic thing that you need to remember right now. I used to be pretty fucking amazing. And I should explain that was pretty much before I really got into YouTube that happened. It was about 2 weeks before I came to university, which I was doing YouTube, but I'd sort of dropped it for a bit so that I could just play the game for the game. And I just got so good on World at War, I could basically do whatever the hell I wanted to. But that's all dropped away a bit now, and I'm just fairly average. And this was a pretty good game by today's me. This was a pretty good, you know, this is about as good as it was probably going to get. But then I get the chopper gunner and flipping heck. I tell you what, I don't think I've ever seen a chopper gunner as good as the one that was on this video. I promise you. If you've seen better chopper gunners, let me know. But I think this one's got to be one of the best I've ever seen. So that's why I'm bringing it to you, and it was amazing. I just slaughtered them all. I think I counted 33 kills of the chopper gunner, and that was just amazing, and I loved every second of that. So, topic, Wings versus Jnasty. It didn't happen in the end. To be honest, I'm kind of surprised, but I don't know. Am I surprised? No. After what happened with Syndicate, I'm not surprised. But here's the thing. What happened was Jnasty 720 talked shit about Wings of Redemption. Wings of Redemption, being the proud guy that he is, responded, proposed a 6v6, announced his team. I never found out who Jnasty was fielding, but I don't really give a shit. In fact, I didn't even really give a shit who Wings of Redemption was fielding. In fact, I don't really give a shit about the whole thing. I'm just doing this as a commentary topic. But basically, Wings, yeah, he responded. He said he was going to take his ass out because he was a m.o.a.b bitch who just needs his ballistic vests to get m.o.a.bs. And it all got nasty as J. That was a bad joke. Pun. It was a bad pun, not a joke. It wasn't even a joke. I don't know. A joke would be he got all Chuck Norris on his ass because it's Chuck Norris. But and then do I use my knife here? I think I might be using my knife sometime around this point. And no. Am I going to use the knife? No, I don't think. I don't know. I don't see the knife being used at the moment. But essentially, yeah. So things got bad. The 6v6 was proposed. The teams were announced, and then Wings backed out and said, "You know what? It's just not worth it. It's not worth me losing popularity on my channel." Now everybody's calling calling Wings a faggot. Now, what I think the problem for Wings at the moment is on these types of topics is it's happened before. You know, it will probably happen again. You know, Wings beasts with a lot of YouTube commentators, I think, on Facebook and Twitter. And the thing is, I don't think Wings can really help himself at the moment. I think Wings is one of those guys who basically, if he sees somebody attacking him, he will defend himself, and he will defend his sort of, I guess, integrity and honour. And I think that's what happened here. And I think Wings got pissed off and made a bad judgment call. We've all done it, we've all made bad judgment calls, but I think the thing with Wings is, from now on, you kind of just need to every time you see something, just take a step back and think, does it really make a sounding difference? to me. Like, I'm a fan of Wings of Redemption. I'm going to be honest. Wings of Redemption was one of the people that first made me want to do YouTube commentary. He's one of the first people that I saw who made me think that this was a fun thing to do, and he's one of the people that initially I modelled my gaming style off of, because I wasn't very good at Call of Duty. I started watching Wings of Redemption. I started seeing how I could manipulate 2 to 3 to 4 points on a map that are quite close to each other to sort of cover off many attack angles and stop myself getting surrounded, and then just pick one off, and do defensive gameplay like that. And then from that, I built off of that playstyle into and brought some attacking into it. And then I got to a point where I was quite a well-rounded player, and I thought, that was pretty good. Oh, and by the way, people, if you wonder what I do to people who are AFK, you're about to get a good example of that. If you are looking at the mini-map right now, you can see a guy, the rightmost dot, that is an AFKer. So I'm thinking he's going to attack at this point. Don't know he's AFK at this point. So anyway, now I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to try and reposition myself, because if they have a UAV, he's going to know where I am. So I'm like, okay, now I'm going to reposition myself again. Nope, there's no threat from over there, so I'm going to go down there and go on the attack. Now here's the thing: do I knife or do I shoot? Nope, I shoot to get the Harriers. So that's the thing with me in AFKs. I don't really waste time doing fancy shit. I just do stuff like that. But yeah, for Wings, I think in the future, what he needs to do is really just take a step back from it all, and just really, I was lucky there, and really just take a step back when he's being challenged on Twitter and just say to himself, now, is this really going to kill me if I just let this slide? The answer will probably be no, so move on. Anyway, I've got one last thing I want to talk about today. And yesterday, me and my friend were doing some planning on our website, which I'm not going to talk too much about just yet. I want to actually have him on a podcast before I talk about it. But whilst we were doing that, I was doodling. I had a picture of Roger Federer up on my computer screen, and I was basically, and I'm going to show this off on the podcast tonight. I think it's going to be later on, because I want to have my friend on the podcast, and he's a bit busy at the time I was hoping to go live. But so I think it's probably going to be later on in the evening today. It's not going to be the 8 PM start. That's why I'm doing this video, to sort of cover the people who want to be on my channel for 8 PM. But I drew this picture of Roger Federer. I was basically just doodling using a red biro, and any artist will tell you, drawing with a biro is like trying to do the 100 marathon on stilts. It's like trying to do the 100-meter sprint on a pair of stilts that are broken. It's really not easy. It's almost like trying to win an F1 race with a parachute and starting once the race is over. It's just virtually impossible. But I managed to produce in the end a pretty decent image, actually. And it's but the thing is, I didn't draw any clothing or any shoulder, or I only drew down to his neck, and I didn't draw the jacket they had on. So he looks a little bit like he's poking out of nowhere, a little bit like a cobra, standing up. I'll show you the picture anyway later on tonight, and I think it looks good, and I'm really kind of happy with it. And I like to draw, and I'll elaborate a bit more on that later on in the podcast. But for now, I'm going to say to you, enjoy the chopper gunner and toodles.